I'm removing this thru-hull. That's what she looks like. I ground out everything. I used the grinder to cut it off right at the bottom, and then I just ground off a good, I don't know how many inches that is. So now I'm going to put some padding in place, some fiberglass to fill up the hole. There's a hole in my boat. Okay, so I've cut out a number of circles here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers, mixture of the mat and the cross pattern fiberglass. It's probably going to be about 3 mil thick. So this will be the inside layer, and then in the spring I'm going to grind out the bottom from the outside and then do the exact same patching here. Okay. So I'm thinking 3 pumps is probably going to be enough. So 3 of these. One. So that's what this 403 here. So that's what it'll look like. And now I'm going to apply it. Now I'm not putting any peel ply on it. I'm just going to leave it as is because it's under the floor. I'm not doing anything fancy with it. But that is all I need to do. And why I'm doing this is because I've kind of encroached a little bit into the cabin, and I'm looking at extending my settee into here and then encompassing the v-berth as part of the living quarters. That's what I'm going with. So I've kind of to recap here. I've got a new quarter berth being built in the back. So that's when I'm on a voyage, that's kind of where like the private quarter will be. And then up front here, I'm going to convert this to more living space. And this thing is incredibly deep back here. It's over, I believe, 10 feet from the bulkhead to the back. So I still have, actually, you can see back there, but I still have another 4 feet or 3 feet from that inside bulkhead to where the chain locker is. So, you know, it is a very long front end, and I think the cabin ended a bit early. And some of the designs right here would be a shower and a head, or alternatively closet. So what I'm doing is I'm going to extend my settee into there, and that way I can get a little bit more seating and keep it more open, and I'll be able to walk over, sit on the v-berth cushions, and they'll be kind of tucked in. I'm going to get one big mattress cover, and then over on this side, this will be where the start of the galley is. So that's going to be sort of like pantry, and then here is stove, and then my sink will go right here, and then ending roughly halfway across here. That'll be the edge, and then that's going into the head and shower. So I'm going to give myself almost 6 feet of head / shower space. So I'm not too sure yet if I'm going to divide that in two or just create one room and encompass it in there. And I like the design that I'm doing here, where I've got the doors on the 45, because when you're looking at the entrance to the cabin, you know, you come in, you can still see, and it kind of opens up. My only issue is this bulkhead was pretty close, so it's either I'm going to keep my options open, but for now I'm going to leave this in anyways, regardless. If I need to put a second bulkhead in, I'm just going to put it in 2 feet behind and put another bracing in here, so that way I've actually got two bulkheads. But I'm just waiting to hear back if my calculations are correct, that if I have about almost a ½ inch of thickness added to this ½ inch bulkhead wrapped around, I'm going to have 1.5 inches in total, so like a ½ inch, a ½ inch wood, and then ½ inch fiberglass sandwich. I'm pretty sure that that's going to be pretty tough and strong and sturdy, especially when I use the mixed weave fiberglass. So like I said, I'm not an expert. If there's anybody out there that's got some advice on that, I could use it. Please leave a comment or reach out to me. So that's my update. I don't know if you can see that or not. It kind of depends on your angle, but I've managed to get this thing up to +4 Celsius. It's -13 Celsius outside. The week before Christmas, I'm trying to do some work and get caught ahead. Generally speaking, this boat's been built pretty well. I took out my thru-hull. I was impressed. The thing is like, I don't know, almost 1 inch thick here on the bottom of the hull. But this is what I don't understand: drywall screws. Like, who would build a marine boat with drywall screws? I don't know. Supposed to be stainless, I had thought, but I'm trying to get away without using very many at all. I'm using some brass screws just to kind of hold some framing together, but I'm basically epoxying and glazing everything in. So my only last thing I have here left to do is just build my Settee, and then I'm going to get ready to start to glass this side, as long as I can keep the temperature up. If not, my engine project's going to start in January, so I'm excited about that too. The other thing I find annoying is that this is the boat of the myriad of screws. I think you would use the same screw everywhere, but no, this one's got flathead, common, Robertson, Phillips. Pretty much every screw you can think of it's got. So you need some patience in the whole tool bag to do anything here. My method is go right to the hull and then build it back. That way I don't have any surprises. And then I know what's in here. Because that is annoying when you don't know what's in your boat. Like drywall screws, right? Thanks for watching. If you want to follow along, appreciate your suggestions and support. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Alright, what are we looking at here? It's about -6, 20 Fahrenheit. Ooh, cold. Just turning the heaters on. And today I'm going to finish off. I got one side out. Get this side out here. I got it started. And then I'm going to finish building the settee across on that side. So that's the plan for today as soon as I get some heat in my hands. On this front section, this is rotten here, so I'm going to give it a quick cut, and then basically I'm taking these out because they're rotten. They've been sitting in water or waterlogged. They're basically black. A bit of fiberglass is still in there, so I'm going to extend the floor out. So I want to replace these with solid pieces, and then a re-fiberglass, and I'm going to put a couple more T's up here to make the rest of the floor. The floors, I'm going to use my chop saw, chop that out. That's pretty good. I'm just going to get rid of this piece here, maybe up to about here, and then I'll be able to work on the getting the floor all the way through here in one piece. Sort of one of my goals. Well, it's Sunday, December 22nd. A few days before Christmas, and we had a very abnormal hot day today. It went to I think it was +7, so with my heating on, I'm able to get it up to 72 in here, 74 actually. So I took advantage of that to add in some additional floors. These ones here, kind of the greener color ones, and the mast step here, these were in here before. I just sort of added one extra layer on top, and then I did the foam here in between because those were all rotten. So what I've added in is 2 solid 3/4 inch plywoods for the floors in the back, and then I made a brace on the very last one of the pre-existing. Because I'm making the floor flat. The floor was actually crooked in here, so it's going to go flat, and then I'm going to have a little landing step right by the bottom of the step, the cabin steps. And I also added some additional floors up here in the front, so I could lay the cabin sole down on top. So I've got about 6 layers of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. So I use some initially some epoxy with some filler to epoxy it in. I used I think 3 layers of I actually don't even know what it is. It's pretty thin, but it's a good cross hatch pattern. And then I've got this really thick, it's got a mesh on one side and then the bi-directional on the other side. So I know that stuff gets pretty solid when it's hard. So I think that's enough, because these ones here are the really main braces. And then I just wanted some extra ones in the back and in the front, because I've removed the really bad flooring job before. So I'm just going to extend the floor out around the mast step, so I can actually walk out here and around the table. The table is going to end right here, and then my bench, so I'm able to kind of shift and sit on the bench. And then I'm going to be modifying this whole v-berth here to be more like living quarters as opposed to sleeping quarters. Yeah, so that's what I did. I managed to get done today. That's about 6 hours worth of work. Got basically 3/4 inch plywoods cut, bonded in, and then 5 layers of fiberglass to basically to tie those floors in. So I think that I'm going to let that sit and dry, and then if I get one more hot day, I might just do one whole pass, because I really like this stuff. So I might do one, but just complete end to end in the groove. I don't know what to call that, but anyways, we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to step on it. Like these are pretty solid here, except for don't fall. But yeah, see these green ones? Like these are pretty solid. They're not moving. So I'm just waiting to see what these ones feel like. If they're any weaker, soft, stronger. I don't know. Yeah, so, and then still working on quarter berth, closet, captain table. I got the whole bench in here now. I'm not going to put any backrest on the settee over there, but the bench is quite long. I think it's 2 meters and a bit from one end to the other, so pretty happy about that. And all of my electrical is in, so I'm about ready to start skinning it, but I wanted to get this floor in first so that I can finish the settee off, because I've got one part here is going to come out to the center and then over and then back over to this post, so I'm going to have like a L shape, and this so I can kind of sit over here, put my feet up. But then I still have the long settee to sleep. And then the table will be starting here and going over to here. So I'll have a little cutout for where the mast is, but basically the table will go from, should be about a almost 3.5 foot, 4 foot table, cabin table here in the middle. So yeah, Merry Christmas, and just wanted to say Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, but I think this video will probably be up months after it with the pace I'm going. So I still got a lot of work ahead of me. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. It's pretty cold, but it's actually warmed up to, it's going to be +6 Celsius here today. Pretty much all day, +7 tomorrow. So I'm taking advantage of that time to do some fiberglassing.